All right, next we have Libra rising. So this Virgo full moon is going to take place in your 12th house on the 24th. And anytime I see something like this happen, usually there's things that can kind of be revealed or come to the surface when we have a full moon, but especially in the 12th house of secrets. This is doubled down because this moon is also making a trine to Jupiter in the eighth house, where things can be stored that are emotional. So I definitely feel like there could be things that either come up from the past or that were hidden that get revealed, or emotions that start bubbling up to the surface in order for you to deal with them, listen to them, process them. I did pull some really, really positive cards for you guys. So I feel like you are in a positive frame of mind right now, or the current place you are at in your life is in a really good place. So I feel like the emotions that are likely to come up are things that are going to be maybe kind of drawing you closer to people, improving situations. It's going to feel maybe more raw and honest. I pulled the Knight of Cups and Three of Cups, so this could be talking about both romantic and friendship relationships, but it feels like there is this, again, this kind of coming together, this coalescing of energies, which I think is really beneficial. One of the reasons why I feel like you may be confronted with things before the coming together happens is because your planetary ruler, Venus, is conjunct Mars at this time. Venus conjunct Mars tends to draw a little bit of conflict towards it, and maybe some separation, or having to face something head on. Venus is a planet around communion and union, and Mars is a planet of conflict and separation. So when they come together, our typical easy go lucky, happy go lucky relationships may have some quality of separation. However, I also see these planets coming together as a way for us to kind of kickstart some kind of new energy in whatever house it's falling in our lives. So for you guys, that is in the fifth house if you're a Libra rising. Venus and Mars are in the sign of Aquarius, which is in your fifth house. So having this kind of kickstart in the fifth house can indicate that there can be some new things that you are naturally gravitating towards that can bring you more joy, or some type of new way of relating with people, since the fifth house has this kind of social element to it as well. The fifth house can also be the area of children. So maybe there's a new method or a new goal in terms of wanting to get pregnant. Maybe there's something that you want to create, because it's also about creating things that are an extension of you. But regardless, there's something here where it's like we can enjoy life more, and we can do more of what we love, and we can do it differently than we've been doing it in the past. Venus and Mars are conjunct in the fifth house, and they're also squaring Jupiter in the eighth house. And whenever I see this, there is a little bit of an energy where we can kind of get ahead of ourselves, or we have to like deal with something first, or we have to acknowledge the natural limitations. So it's almost like we have to kind of deal with the emotions that might arise, either your emotions or somebody else's emotions, or needing to process something from the past or deal with something that has been hidden, in order for you to actually have this kind of restart and reset in the area that can bring you a lot more joy. Ultimately, with the Sun and Mercury and Saturn all in Pisces together opposite this moon, and those planets are all in your sixth house, I do feel like you're coming into a phase where you are kind of working really hard. But this energy of Pisces is not so much this exertion. It's a very mystical and spiritual type of energy, but it's in the area of work. So for you, it's almost like you might be coming into a phase of being productive but in flow, or thinking about how to manage your life or your health in a more intuitive fashion. It feels like there's this almost like a state of receptivity while also being productive. So there's a blending of these two energies that I see currently going on in your life, which I think is going to positively suit you. It's not a good time to get very logical and very linear and make super important big decisions. And I think that you guys know that. You can feel that intuitively, and you're kind of trusting the process of where you are at. With these planets also in the 6th house, it might be a time in which you need to focus a little bit more on self-care. So in order to keep being able to receive, you have to be able to show up in full presence. And it might be that you need to have some self-care practices, some more time alone, in order to be able to do this. So some of you guys might be focusing on how to create long-term stability or structures in your life in order to support your health and your self-care and the sustainability of what you're desiring to do from an intuitive and heart-centered place. So that is what I'm seeing for you, Libra. I hope that resonates. If it does, please let me know by commenting down below. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share with your friends, and have a beautiful day. Bye.